Hi there, hope you're well. So in this video we're going to do a super simple chair repair. This is an Ikea chair. You can buy a new one of these for £19 or thereabouts, but you don't want to do that when you've got a perfectly serviceable chair that can be repaired because it's a bit broken. It is indeed a bit broken. All the slats are loose. It's a bit of an odd design. There seems to be an awful lot of play in the body of the chair here, in the seat of the chair. But I think we can use that to our benefit to take the slats apart. I think, and I don't know to be honest, I think it's just going to be a pull it apart and re-glue it job. We won't know until we find out. We won't know until we try. But before we do that, I just want to mark up the slats in the seat so that we can take them off and put them back in the same order, because that will make a big difference later on. So I'm going to do that first, and then we'll have a go at pulling it apart. With the slats marked, I can flip the chair on its side and use my Bessie duo clamps as spreaders to gently ease the two sides apart. If they're in that good, I'm a little bit reluctant to take them out, to be honest. However, they don't seem to be in that good, so half of them are out on one side and half of them are out on the other, but not the both. And after trying the low impact approach for a while, I resorted to the deft blow with a soft faced hammer to do the business. By the way, it's always worth checking when you pull something apart that there's no mechanical fixing of any kind. A pin or a dowel can sometimes be found if you look carefully, but there's nothing like that on this chair. So there are the slats out. No major issues with those, from the back one, which is broken. I think it's only a quick and dirty kind of repair. I think what I'll do is I'll just pop a couple of nails through that to keep it contained. If you really wanted to do a full number on it, you could either replace that or try and get a dowel in that to mate into there, but I think that's going a little bit too far for something like this, to be perfectly honest. So a couple of quick pins and mention the fact that it's not quite right, and I think that'll have to do us. But before we do any of that, we need to clean up the ends of these staves, of the battens, and then we can get those re-glued. I'm using a bit of P120 abrasive to take off the old glue and debris, and I'm doing this by hand because I don't want to come too far up the stave and take the finish off the parts that show. That's an easy mistake to make with a sander, and it changes the nature of a quick and dirty repair into something else altogether more involved. And with everything sanded, they get a quick wipe over with a damp cloth to take off the worst of the dust. That's not so bad. So they've all cleaned up pretty well. They've sanded up nicely. As I said, this only broken one is a slight sort of concern. But now it's just a question of getting glue on these and basically finessing them in as best we can, and then getting the clamps on fairly quickly. So I'm going to just crack on with that. To start with, we've got the side pieces just on little spring clamps, just to keep them out of the way and give us as much room to play with as we can. And then we can loosen those off and get the rest in. But yeah, a little bit of quick working because I've only got fast grab PVA, goes off in about 10 minutes. So yeah, we need to press on with that. Getting the slats in when the ends are all gluey is a bit of a fiddle. And with the benefit of hindsight, it would probably have been easier if the chair was on its side. Yes, always easy to be clever after the event, of course. But with a little bit of toing and froing, we can get the slats contained in the mortises on both sides, get them clamped up as evenly as possible, and then wipe off the excess glue squeeze with a damp cloth. And one last job to do is to put an 18 gauge pin through the broken slat from slightly underneath, just to keep it in place. Alright, so that's the chair glued up again and in clamps. We'll leave that overnight. We'll leave that overnight. See how it looks in the morning. I don't think there's much else I can do to it, to be honest. If the glue hasn't taken, then yeah, we'll buy another one, I guess. Anyway, we'll leave that for the PVA to do its stuff. We'll come back to this in the morning. And through the magic of video, here we are the next morning. Clamps off and everything that was glued up is now fully set. Okay, well, I think you can call that a success. Just a real simple, little, quick, easy re-glue. I think if you were going to do this properly, and the guy whose chair it is wasn't around yesterday when I was doing the repair, I would have suggested maybe putting a dowel through here from the outside in, just to fix that broken slat in place. You'd probably need to drill that from the inside to make sure you get it right, and then just put a thin dowel through there, and let's do one on each side just to balance it up. But overall, I think that's pretty acceptable for a quick and dirty sort of repair. No great dramas or crises with it. I will sit on it shortly just to double check, but it's alright. But yeah, no real problems with it. Just pull it apart, clean it up, apply some glue and set it in clamps overnight, and there we have a perfectly satisfactory chair, thereby proving that it's just as gratifying to mend things as it is to make them. But I'll call this one done for now. I hope you've enjoyed this quick little slightly different video from me. As always, thanks so much to the channel members whose conversations really help me shape these public facing videos. And if you want to be part of that conversation, part of that community, there are links down below where you can come along and join us. But that's it for this one. Thanks so much for taking a look, and I'll catch you in the next one. All right, take care.